WSU's Crimson and Gray Spring Game is in the books, and now that the dust has settled, what did we learn about the team heading into fall camp? Let's start with the good. We'll kick things off with an obvious one. Transfer quarterback Cameron Ward proved he is the guy, and not that there was any question about that, but he put on a show yesterday. Ward completed 21 of 30 passes for 246 yards and 4 touchdowns. Worth noting, he also didn't throw an interception. He looked poised and flashed his talent all day. A stellar showing for Cougs fans out there to be plenty excited about. And it can't be overstated how huge it is for Jake Dicker and his staff to have a signal caller not even just comfortable, but knowing the new offensive system like the back of his hand. This, of course, because the new Cougs offensive coordinator Eric Morris was Ward's head coach at Incarnate Word. While other QBs that stayed in the program are learning a new offense, Ward is perfecting it. And he can share that wisdom with the quarterbacks behind him on the depth chart, giving them time to develop and the team a chance to win right now. A tip of the cap to the defense is in order. WSU's defense had 4 interceptions and 6 sacks in the Crimson and Gray game. This is a unit that led the Pac-12 in takeaways last season, and it's looking like they'll be right back at it this season. Plenty of reason to think so, with edge rushers like Ron Stone Jr. and Brennan Jackson both coming back, along with Pac-12 honorable mention DB Armani Marsh. This defense, they're gonna be good. Our third good from Saturday is the Lincoln Victor and Cam Ward connection. I was at practice earlier this week and said to myself, man, those two really have chemistry going. Then the spring game comes, and wouldn't you know it, Victor had 6 catches for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. If he can stay healthy, it could be a big season for the pair. Now, what's on the improving side of things? Don't necessarily have to call them the bads because it's just a spring game and there's plenty of time to shore things up, so we'll call them the uh-ohs. You know, they made you think, uh-oh. As said earlier for Cam Ward, knowing the offense well, the backup quarterbacks, they seemed new to it, which is normal at this point, but if Ward gets hurt, who's up next? Xavier Ward or Emmett Brown would have been the case on Saturday, and they combined for just 118 total passing yards and had 4 interceptions. Now, this is against WSU's defense, which, as said earlier, they played very well, but doesn't exactly put fans at ease seeing that type of output. Last year's Sun Bowl hero, Victor Gabalis, was unable to go due to an injury, however, so he will likely be in the mix for the backup spot. Now, the big question mark heading into this season is the offensive line, simply because a lot of starters from last year's team are no longer here, such as Abe Lucas, who will wind up getting drafted. The Cougs gave up 6 sacks in the spring game. Not a great number when you see that. It is worth acknowledging that in a real game, some of those sacks could simply have been avoided by throwing a ball away or a quarterback scrambling. And it is spring ball. Let's not forget that. Guys aren't as crisp as they would be with the playbook. But due to the questions surrounding the unit, it is something to watch. However, after the game, Jake Dicker praised the unit, so he didn't seem to be too worried about it. And real quick, we'll recap some standouts from yesterday that weren't mentioned yet. Linebacker Travion Brown had a nice day with an interception and a sack. He's in the mix for playing time at the middle linebacker position. Josh Meredith had a big game in the second half, the redshirt freshman with 8 catches and 66 yards. And Mount Spokane alum Cannon Katzer with a handful of big runs. He just got 4 carries, but boy, did he make the most of them. 53 yards on those 4 carries. A performance like that could certainly lead to more time on the field.